Sure.
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः। प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः। पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितं लोके सज्जनषट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यं यः पठेत् प्रयतः पुमान् विष्णोः पदमवाप्नोति भयशोकविवर्जितः। गीताध्ययनशीलस्य प्राणायामपरस्य च नैव सन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्मकृतानि च। मलनिर्मोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने सकृद्गीताम्भसि स्नानं संसारमलनाशनं। गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यैः शास्त्रविस्तरैः या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद्विनिसृता। भारतामृतसर्वस्वं विष्णोर्वक्त्राद्विनिसृतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। एकं शास्त्रं देवकीपुत्रगीतमेको देवो देवकीपुत्र एव। एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि कर्माप्येकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा। शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैः स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। अस्तु। सो अद्य
చిన్న క్విక్ క్వశ్చన్ అమ్మా. గీతా ప్రార్థనలో ఫస్ట్ శ్లోకంలో భగవద్గీతే భగవద్వేషిణి ఉంది. భగవద్వేషిణి అంటే ఏంటండి అక్కడ?
అది భవబంధాలని మనము ద్వేషించేలాగా చేసే
భవత్ ప్లస్ ద్వేషిణి అంటే
అంతే అంతే.
ద్వేషిణి.
అవును,
భవత్ ప్లస్ ద్వేషిణి.
అవును, అంటే భవబంధాలని లాగా చేసే శక్తి కలది అని.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
ఓకే. సో గత సప్తాహే వయం నత్వం ఇతి పాఠం ప్రారంభం కృతవంతః. అత్ర
సంధి బుక్స్ చూస్తారు కదమ్మా.
ముందు సంధి చదువుదామా, ఇది చదువుదామా?
ముందర సంధి చదువుతున్నారు కదా, సంధి చదువుతున్నారు కదా ముందర.
అవునా, ముందు సంధి చదువుతున్నామా? ఓకే,
అవునండి.
ఓకే. సో సంధి పుస్తకంలో అయితే
ఐ థింక్ పేజ్ నెంబర్ 12 అనుకుంటా. సంధి ప్రకరణం
పేజ్ నెంబర్ 9 వరకు 1వ తారీఖు అయింది.
9 వరకు అయిందా అండి? ఓకే.
కాదు కాదు కాదు,
పేజ్ నెంబర్ 12 అండి. పేజ్ నెంబర్ 12 భగిని
చదవాలి. ఏకం నిమిషం.
సంధి ప్రకరణం సంధి ప్రకరణం.
ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఓకే. సో మనము ఎక్కడ ఆపామంటే సంధి ప్రకరణం మొదలు పెట్టాలి బేసికల్ గా, అంతే కదా?
మొదలు పెట్టలేదు, స్టార్ట్ చేయాలనుకుంటాను.
అదే మొదలు పెట్టాలి.
అవునండి.
సో సంధి ప్రకరణం. సంధయః వర్ణానాం అతిశయితః సన్నిధిః సంధిః. ఏకస్య వర్ణస్య ఉచ్చారణానంతరం అపరస్య వర్ణస్య ఉచ్చారణం, తతః తృతీయస్య, తతః చతుర్థస్య ఇత్యేవం క్రమేణ శబ్దోచ్చారణం భవతి. ద్వయోః వర్ణయోః ఉచ్చారణయోః మధ్యే అర్ధమాత్రాకాలాత్ అపి అధికకాలేన వ్యవధానం యథా న భవేత్ తథా ఉచ్చారణమేవ సంధిః. ద్వయోః వర్ణయోః ఉచ్చారణయోః మధ్యే అర్ధమాత్రాకాలः సహ్యతే ఇతి అర్థः. ఏవం సంధౌ సతి కదాచిత్ వర్ణస్య ఆదేశాదికం భవతి. ఇత్థం ఆదేశాదికం ఏవ సంధికార్యం ఇతి ఉచ్యతే. ఇదం చ సంధికార్యం పదస్య మధ్యే పదయోర్మధ్యే వా సంభవేత్. సో అతిశయితః సన్నిధిః between two letters, between two aksharas, when there is close contact of two letters, then we call it sandhi. And what does it mean by atishayitaha sannidhihi? There will only be ardhamatra kalena eva. So normally samyuktakshara, all the samyuktaksharas have that ardhamatra vyavadhi eva, khalu, between the first letter and the second letter. After the second letter, again, if there is swara, then we will have ekamatra kala vyavadhi. So whenever sandhi happens between two letters, there will be only ardhamatra kala vyavadhi eva. Then we call that kind of sannidhi is called sandhi. And when sandhi happens, when Sandhi happens, Adeshadikam bhavati. Adeshadikam ityukte Adeshaha, Agamaha, Lopaha, Prakriti Bhavaha. All those four together are called Adeshadikam. That will happen, and that happening of the Adeshadikam is called Sandhi Karyam. But Vyavahare Sandhi iti eva vayam vadamaha. Yatha, Hare plus A. And Sandhi can happen between Padasya Madhye, means Dhatoho Pratyayantasya Madhye va, Pratipadikam Pratyayantasya Madhye va, Athava Upasarga Dhatoho Madhye va. Whenever Sandhi happens there, it is called Padasya Madhye. Athava Padayor Madhye Sambhavet. Okay. Udaharanam dattamasti atra Hare plus A, Haraye. Iti plus api. So Hare plus A, Haraye. Etat padasya madhye sandhi bhavati chet tatha. Iti plus api, ityapi. Atra padayor madhye sandhi bhavati. Atra adye padasya madhye dvitiye padayor madhye sandhi karyam pravrittam. Loke tu sandhi karyam ityarthe sandhihi iti vyavaharaha kriyate. Ataha sandhi prakaranam ityasya sandhi karya prakaranam ityarthaha. So sandhi prakaranam means actually it is a sandhi karya prakaranam. Yan sandhihi ityasya yan rupa sandhi karyam ityarthaha. Ittancha sandhi prakarane sandhi shabdaha sandhi karya paraha iti gneyam. Sandhi karya paraha iti gneyam. Adeshadikam chaturtha sambhavati. Adesharupena, agamarupena, loparupena, prakriti bhava rupena. So, avagatham kalu sandhi karyam adeshadi rupani bhavati chet sandhi karyam iti vayam vadamaha. Kintu vyavahare kevalam sandhi iti vayam vadamaha. And what are the four adeshadikam? Adesham, adeshaha, agamaha, lopaha, prakriti bhavaha. Adeshaha. Yaha abhutva bhavati saha adeshaha. Iti bhashyakarena uktam. Yaha abhutva bhavati. Abhutva bhavati means, abhutva means it will take the place of that which is already there. That is called abhutva. Bhutva means happening. Abhutva means like removing. It is more like removing. It is a ktva pratyayanta. So abhutva bhavati. So by removing one thing, it will come. It will happen. Bhavati. Saha adeshaha. Iti bhashyakarena uktam. Purvasthitam aksharam nirasya nutanasya aksharasya udayaha eva adeshaha. Purvasthitam aksharam nirasya. Atra nirasya ityukte nir plus asya. As dhatuhu. Asti undi kada. We have asti kriyapadam with as dhatu. Nir is the upasarga. So nirasya is lyabanta. So removing. Asti means being there. Nirasti means not being there or by removing. So nirasya. Purvasthitam aksharam nirasya. Nutanasya aksharasya udayaha eva adeshaha. So by removing the already existing akshara and appearance of a new akshara is adeshaha. Ataha eva shatruvat adeshaha iti vriddhaha vyavaharanti. Vriddhaha ityukte jnana vriddhaha or who are experienced or scholars. In that sense, here the vriddha padam is used. So shatruvat adeshaha. Shatru always will come, eliminate whoever is there and he will take over. That is why he is called Shatru. So, Adeshaha Prakriya Katham Bhavati Shatruvat Bhavati. Ayam Adeshaha Purvasya Sthane Parasya Va Sthane Syat. Purva Parayoho Sthane Api Syat. Purva Parayoho Sthane Pravartamanaha Adeshaha Ekadeshaha Iti Shabdena Vyavahriyate. So, this Adeshaha can happen in two ways. Either it will take the place of one akshara. Sandhi happens between two aksharas, right? Between two varnas. If adesha happens with one varna, means it will replace only one varna. then it is simply called Adeshaha. But if it replaces both varnas, like in Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, Guna Sandhi, Vriddhi Sandhi, in all these sandhis, it will replace both the aksharas. Then it is called Ekadeshaha. Okay? Like in Savarna Dirgha Sandhi, Rama plus Alaya. Akarasya Akarasya. Akara Akarayoho sthane Akaraha eva. Okay? It will come in the place of Akara and Akara. Guna Sandhi. Tell one example of Guna Sandhi. Rama plus Ishvara. Rameshwara. So Akara Ikarayoho sthane Ekaraha. So in both, in the place of Akara and Ekara is there. So that is called Ekadeshaha. Okay. But say for example, tell an example of Yan Sandhi. Prati plus Ekam, say for example. Prati plus Ekam. Atra Ikarasya sthane Yakaraha Adeshaha bhavati. Ekam, the Ekara of Ekam is still there. Right? So Atra Ikarasya sthane Yakaraha Adeshaha bhavati. So Ekasya Aksharasya Adeshaha eva bhavati. Ataha Tatra Adeshaha eva. Ekadeshaha nasti. So that is the difference between Adeshaha and Ekadeshaha. Atra udaharanam api dattamasti yadi plus api yadyapi. Atra Ikarasya sthane Yakara Adeshaha. Gana plus Ishaha Ganeshaha. Atra Purva Parayoho Akara Ekarayoho sthane Akara Ikarayoho sthane Ekara Rupaha Ekadeshaha. So, atra Ekadeshaha bhavati. So, Adeshaha. Agamaha. Sthitasya varnasya parshve apurvataya aparasya varnasya utpattihi agamaha. Apurvataya. Apurvataya means, apurvaha means that which is not there before. Nutanaha iti arthaha. So, apurvataya means that which is not there. Sthitasya varnasya parshve means next to the letter that is already there, apurvataya aparasya varnasya utpattihi agamaha. That which is not there. A letter which is not there means nutanaha varnaha varnasya utpattihi agamaha. Mitravat agamaha iti phalitarthaha. So it is coming next to a letter that is already there. So mitravat. Udaharanam. Pathan plus asti. Pathanasti. Atra akarat purvam apurvaha nutanaha aparaha nakaraha utpannaha. So nakarat pare nutana nakaraha utpannaha. So agamena bhavati. Lopaha. Varnasya adarshanam lopaha. Ubhav plus api. Ubha api. Atra sandhinama kim? Sandhinama kim? Kaha api vaktum shaknoti va?
Visarga
యాంతావాంత దేశ
యాంతావాంత దేశ సంధి
యాంతావాంత లోప సంధి
లోప
సంధి యవలోప సంధి
యాంతావాంత లోప సంధి భూత్వా యకార వకార లోపః కదాచిత్ భవతి తదేవ అత్ర. సో పూర్వం ఉభౌ ప్లస్ అపి పద విభాగం తథా ఉభౌ ప్లస్ అపి ఉభౌ ప్లస్ అపి ఔకారాంత పరే అకారః अस्ति चेत् औकारस्य स्थाने आव इति आदेशः भवति. सो उभाव प्लस अपि इति भवति. अनन्तरं वकारस्य लोपः भवति. अनन्तरं प्रकृतिभावः. निमित्ते सति अपि आदेशाभावः विधीयते. सः एव प्रकृतिभावः. प्रकृतिभावः इत्युक्ते निमित्तः अस्ति अपि. Nimitte sati api means even when the conditions are favorable for a sandhi to happen, still the sandhi will not happen. There are certain rules when prakriti bhava happens. Not every single time there is a nimitta for a sandhi to happen, that the sandhi will not happen. It is not like that. There are some conditions when Even though there is nimitta for a sandhi to happen, when the conditions are favorable for a sandhi to happen, the sandhi will still not take place. That is called prakriti bhava. But it does not happen every single time. It happens only when certain conditions are met. Hari plus etau. Hari etau. Atra yana yanaha nimittasya sadbhave api yan na pravrittaha. Yan abhavaha atra asti. So hari plus etau. Ikarasya pare asavarna aksharaha asti chet yan bhavati. Kalu yanadesha bhavati. Kintu atra na bhavati. So that is prakriti bhava. Though there is nimitta for yan sandhi to happen, it did not happen. Okay. So these are the 4 sandhi karyani. So whenever a sandhi happens, one of these will happen. Either adesha will happen, or agama will happen, or lopa will happen, or prakriti bhava will happen. Okay. So these are the only 4 kriyas that will happen, or karyam that will happen in a sandhi, when a sandhi takes place. Sandhi bhedaha. Sandhayaha trividhaha. Swara sandhi, Achu sandhi api vaktum shaknoti. Vyanjana athava hal sandhihi visarga sandhihi cha iti. Swara sandhihi. Swarasya sthane adeshaha swara sandhihi. Okay, swarasya sthane adeshaha iti swara sandhihi. Yatha anu plus eshanam anveshanam atra ukarasya sthane adeshaha. Ukarasya sthane kaha adeshaha bhavati? Vakaraha.
Vakara.
Ukarasya sthane vakaraha adeshaha bhavati. Tadeva swarasandhi. So swarasya sthane adeshaha bhavati chet swarasandhi. Vyanjana sandhihi. Vyanjanasya sthane adeshaha lopaha. Vyanjana nimittaka agama cha vyanjana sandhihi. Okay, so either adeshaha, lopaha or agamaha. Vyanjanasya sthane bhavati chet tat vyanjana sandhihi. Yatha jagat plus ishaha jagadishaha. So atra takarasya sthane dakarasya adeshaha bhavati. Anantaram ubhav plus api ubhav api. Atra vakarasya lopaha. Pachan plus asti pachan asti. Atra vyanjana nimittakaha agamaha. So there is an agama of nakara. So vyanjana nimittakaha agamaha bhavati atra. Tadeva vyanjana sandhi. Anantaram visarga sandhi. Visargasya sthane adeshaha lopaha cha visarga sandhi. Yatha balaha plus tatra balas tatra. Atra visargasya sthane adeshaha. Visargasya sthane sakaraha adeshaha bhavati. Vrikshaha plus atra. Vriksha atra. Atra visargasya lopaha. Prakriti bhavaha swarasandhau swadisandhihi visargasandhau cha antarbhavati. Atra iti jneyam. Okay. Ekam nimisham. Shamyatam. Astu. So, atra kimapi dattam asti footnotes madhye tadapi ekavaram patamaha. Vayakaranaha sandhin पञ्चभिः प्रकारैः विभजन्ते। अच् सन्धिः, प्रकृतिभावः, व्यञ्जनसन्धिः, विसर्गसन्धिः, स्वादिसन्धिः च इति। अस्मिन् पुस्तके बोधनसौकर्याय त्रिविधाः सन्धयः इति विभागः दर्शितः। अयं पाणिनीय परिधौ एव इति ज्ञेयम्. Okay, so the Vyakaranas have divided the sandhis into 5 types: Ach sandhi, Prakriti bhavaha, Vyanjana sandhi, Visarga sandhi, Swadi sandhi. But in this book, we are only studying it as Trividha. So the Swadi sandhi will be covered under Visarga sandhi itself, right? Visarga sandhau cha antarbhavati atra iti ज्ञेयम्. प्रकृतिभावः स्वरसन्धौ, प्रकृतिभावः स्वरसन्धौ, स्वादिसन्धिः विसर्गसन्धौ च अंतर्भवति, अंतर्भवितः. ओके, सो अस्तु. अनन्तरम् अष्टाध्याय्यां साक्षात् विसर्गस्य लोपः न विहितः. अस्मिन् पुस्तके बोधनसौकर्याय विसर्गस्य लोपरूपः उपायः अपि आश्रितः. न तावता पाणिनीयेन विरोधः. लक्ष्यस्य उभयथा अपि सिद्धेः. अतः अस्मिन् पुस्तके क्वचित् उपायान्तर आश्रयणं पाणिनीयपरिधौ एव इति ज्ञेयम्. So again, in Ashtadhyayi, the Visargasya Lopa is not given explicitly. But for us to make it easy, to make the learning easy, it is explicitly stated as Visarga Lopa. But still it is as per Panini's Vyakarana only. It is not contradicting any rules given by Panini. But that explicit stating of the Visargasya Lopa is done only for the convenience of learning. Astu. Anantaram Swarasandhayah. Swarasandhayah. Swarasandhayah अष्टविधाः तथा हि यण् सन्धि, यान्तावान्तादेश सन्धि, गुणसन्धि, वृद्धिसन्धि, सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि, पूर्वरूपसन्धि, पररूपसन्धि, प्रकृतिभावः. अत्र यण् सन्धि, यान्तावान्तादेश सन्धि एतयोः द्वयोः सन्ध्योः पूर्वस्य एकस्य एव वर्णस्य स्थाने आदेशः भवति. सो पूर्वस्य एकस्य एव वर्णस्य स्थाने. सो अत्र केवलम् आदेशः भवति, एकादेशः न भवति. पूर्वस्य वर्णस्य स्थाने एव आदेशः भवति. किन्तु गुणसन्धि, वृद्धिसन्धि, सवर्णदीर्घसन्धि, पूर्वरूपसन्धि, पररूपसन्धि अत्र पञ्चस्व अपि एतेषु सन्धिषु पूर्वस्य परस्य च स्थाने एकादेशः भवति. प्रकृतिभावः अत्र आदेशाभावः. सो अनन्तरं यण् सन्धि. यण् इति एकः प्रत्याहारः खलु. सो यण् एतस्य प्रत्याहारस्य अक्षराणि कानि? य व र ल. सो नियमं किं? यण् सन्धेः नियमं किम्? इकार उकार ऋकार लृकारस्य परे असवर्ण स्वरः अस्ति चेत् इकारस्य स्थाने यकारः, उकारस्य स्थाने वकारः, ऋकारस्य स्थाने रेफः, लृकारस्य स्थाने लकारः इति आदेशः भवति खलु. वयं जानीमः पूर्वमेव. सो इ परे असवर्णस्वरः अस्ति चेत् इकार अथवा ईकारस्य स्थाने यकारः आदेशः भवति. उदाहरणं दत्तमस्ति अत्र प्रति प्लस् एकम्. सो अत्र इकारस्य परे एकारः अस्ति, इकारस्य स्थाने यकारः आदेशः भवति प्रत्येकम् इति संयुक्तं पदम् नदी प्लस अत्र ईकारस्य परे अकारः असवर्ण स्वरः अस्ति ईकारस्य स्थाने यण् सन्धि नियमानुसारं यकारः आदेशः भवति सो नद्यत्र अत्र किमपि दत्तमस्ति यण् इति प्रत्याहारः तत् वयं जानीमः इको यणचि इकः स्थाने यण् स्यात् अचि संहितायां विषये इको यण् स्यात् असवर्णः अचि परे इति सूत्रस्य फलितार्थः इति ज्ञेयम् so इको यणचि like all these sandhi rules are also are given originally in Ashtadhyayi, right? Because all of our Vyakaranam that we are studying right now is based on what is given in Ashtadhyayi. So here the sutra for Yan Sandhi is Iko Yanachi as given by Panini Maharshi in Ashtadhyayi. The sutram by itself is Iko Yanachi. What does it mean? Iko Yanachi. Iko is actually Ikaha. Yan Achi. So the Padavibhaga of this sutram is Ikaha, Yan, Achi. Okay. And what do these three mean? Iko, Yanachi. Ikaha, Yan, Achi. What does it mean? So Ikaha, we know Ik, right? Ik is a Pratyahara. So by Ik, what do we have? What are the aksharas represented by Ik as per Paniniya Maheshwara Sutrani? If you look at the Maheshwara Sutrani. E, U, R, R. E is from the first sutra. E is from the first sutra. And K, the It, is taken from the second sutra, the last. So from E till K, E, U, R, R. These are the four letters that come under the Ik Pratyahara. Ikaha. The sutra has Ikaha. Ikaha is the Shashti Vibhakti form of Ik. Like how if we have Vach, right? Vachaha. Chakaranta Strilinga Shabdaha Vach asti kalu. Shashti Vibhakti Rupam Kim Vachaha. Similarly, Ik is the Pratipadikam. Ikaha will be the Shashti Vibhakti Rupam. And by taking the Shashti Vibhakti of Ik, what does it mean? We'll come back to that in a minute. Yan. The second word is Yan. Yan means, again, this is also a Pratyahara. And by the Pratyahara Yan, what are the letters that are represented? Ya, Va, Ra, La. Yakara from the fifth sutra. Ana from the sixth sutra. So, Ya, Va, Ra, La. These are the four letters represented by the Pratyahara Yan. Achi. Here, Ach is the actual word. Achi is in Saptami Vibhakti. Okay? Like Vach, Vachi. Similarly, Ach, Achi. Achi is in Saptami Vibhakti. So what do these represent? Why is Ikaha in Shashti Vibhakti? How does it contribute to the meaning of the sutra? And Achi is in Saptami Vibhakti. What does that contribute? So basically, Shashti Vibhakti, when a word is in Shashti Vibhakti, it can mean many things. Sometimes it will show the possessiveness of something. Sometimes it will show the relation, like Dasharathasya putra. Okay, that is the relation, his son. Mama griham, my, that is where we are showing the possession. And then sometimes Pandavanam, Duryodhanaha, sorry, Dharmarajaha, Agrajaha. There it is more like a comparison among the Pandavas, right? So like this, there are so many ways Shashti Vibhakti can be used. So in the sutras, sometimes Panini Maharshi has used Shashti Vibhakti representing any of these meanings. Sometimes he might have used it as a possessive case. Sometimes in like this, there could be like a word in Shashti Vibhakti can be interpreted in different ways. But what does Panini Maharshi imply when he puts a word in Shashti Vibhakti in his sutras? What is he implying? That is given in a different sutra. And what does it say? In place of. So when a word is in Shashti Vibhakti, it means in place of. So when ik is in Shashti Vibhakti, it means in place of the ik, in place of the aksharas represented by ik. What does ik pratyahara represents? I, u, r. So in place of these four letters, ikaha means in place of the letters I, u, r. So by putting the word ik in Shashti Vibhakti, Panini Maharshi says that in place of the letters represented by the ik pratyahara, which are I, u, r. Okay. So in place of these four letters, what is coming? Yan. Yan means ya, va, ra, la. So in place of I, u, r, ya, va, ra, la will come. When do they come? Anytime I, u, r is there, do ya, va, ra, la come? No. When ach follows. When all these four letters represented by ik are followed by a vowel, then in place of these four letters represented by ik, the yan aksharas come. And where do they come? Now you simply said, in place of this, they will come. But where? Before or after? So achi, the saptami vibhakti of achi also says that purvameva, means before the ach. Before the ach that follows the ik. So here, if you look at this again, prati plus ekam. Ikara is there. Ikarasya sthane yakaraha adeshaha bhavati. But here, achi represents, so E is followed by A. E is followed by A. So before ekara only, the yan aksharaha will come. That is the meaning of a word. When a word is in Saptami Vibhakti, that is what it indicates. So the whatever action or the Sandhikaryam is stated by the sutra, that will happen before the vowel. Before the vowel. Which vowel? The ach that follows the ik aksharas. Because here we have two vowels. So which vowel? Which vowel does it replace? It will replace the vowel that is before the other ach. Okay. So ikaha represents in place of, because it is in Shashti Vibhakti, here in place of ik aksharas, yan aksharas will come, and they will come before the second vowel. That is how this sutra can be interpreted. And how do we know that whenever a word is in Shashti Vibhakti, we have to take it as in place of? For that again, Panini Maharshi has given another sutra. Okay. Shashti sthane yoga. That is the sutra. So in place, whenever there is a word which is in Shashti Vibhakti, we have to read it as in the place of. So here, ikaha. Ik is in Shashti Vibhakti. Ik represents the aksharas I, u, r. So in place of these letters. Now, every time ikaha will not be there. In other sutras, there will be other words which are in Shashti Vibhakti. What that word represents in those places, like that we have to take. So that is the meaning of this iko yanachi. Ikaha sthane yan syat achi samhitayam vishaye. Ikaha yan syat asavarne achi pare iti sutrasya phalitartah iti gneyam. So ikaha yan syat asavarne achi. When there is a asavarna ach pare iti sutrasya phalitartah. So that is why we have mentioned earlier, Panini's sutras, only if we read, it will be difficult for us to understand. So Patanjali's Bhashyam will explain further, and then even that is difficult for us to understand. So the Vartikas and all these are there for us to understand the intention of Panini Maharshi when he has written these sutras. So here, Visheshaha, this also we shall study. Simply listen like a story and leave it at that. Don't worry if you don't understand every step, okay? But we'll read it because we want to read this book. So let us see what is given. But don't worry too much if you are not able to understand. Slowly, you will get familiar with all these. So, Vadhu plus Nas plus Agamana plus Sakara, Shashti. Krittadhita Samasaha cha. So, here, certain things that are happening in this Sandhi Prakriya is explained a little bit. Now, we have studied the Vibhakti Pratyayantas, right? In Geetha Pravesha Pustakam, in the very first class, we have studied the Subantaha. What are Subantaha? So, sup ante asti chet Subantaha. What is the sup? These are all the Pratyayantas, Vibhakti Pratyayantas. So, when a word is in Prathama Vibhakti Ekavachanam, then it will have the Pratyayanta which is called su. The Dvitiya Vibhakti Pratyayanta is called au. The Prathama Vibhakti Bahuvachana Pratyayanta, Vibhakti Pratyayanta is jas. Like this, we have how many Vibhaktis? We have 7 Vibhaktis. So 7 into 3. So 21 Pratyayanta Rupani Santi. Vibhakti Pratyayanta Rupani, right? So, and when we were writing the Vigraha Vakya, Laukika Vigraha Vakya, Alaukika Vigraha Vakya. When we are writing like that also, if you remember, we studied, say for example, Rajnyaha Purushaha. For Rajnyaha, it is in Shashti Vibhakti. So Rajan plus Nas. And then Purusha plus Su. Okay. So that is how we wrote Alaukika Vigraha Vakya for for Raja Purushaha. Rajnyaha Purushaha. So Rajnyaha is in Shashti Vibhakti. Rajan Shabdaha Shashti Vibhakti. So we wrote it as Rajan plus Nas and Purusha plus Su. Because Purushaha is in Prathama Vibhakti. So here also the same thing they have written. The Alaukika Vigraha Vakyam. Vadhu plus Nas means it indicates that the word Vadhu is in Shashti Vibhakti. Agamana plus Sakara. Sakara indicates the Prathama Vibhakti Rupam Su. Okay. So Agamana plus Su. Shashti. Krittadhita Samasaha cha. Now what does this Krittadhita Samasaha mean? So here, whenever a word and is a Krit, means Pratyayanta Shabdanam, Krit Pratyayanta Shabdanam, Tadditta Pratyayanta Shabdanam, Tatha Samasa Samasika Shabdanam, Pratipadikam, Iti Sanya Bhavati. So whenever a word has a Krit Pratyayanta or Tadditta Pratyayanta, or if it is a Samasa Padam, Samasta Padam, then it will get the name Pratipadikam. I will give some examples, then you will understand. So say for example, we have Tavyat and Aniyar Pratyayanta, right? These are Krit Pratyayantas. Any Kriya Padam, any Kriya Pratyayanta is called Krit Pratyayanta. So Pathaniyam, Patitavyam, Tavyat. So Pat Dhatu, Tavyam. Pratyayanta, so Patitavyam. What is the Pratipadikam of this Patitavya? Okay, it can take the Pumlinga, Strilinga or Napumsakalinga. In Pumlinga, it will become Patitavyaha, Patitavya in Strilingam, Patitavyam in Napumsakam. So this Visarga, Akara and Makara are joined because of the Vibhakti Pratyayantas of Prathama Vibhakti, Pumlinga, Ekavachana Rupam. Like that, we are adding the Pratyayantas. But the Pratipadikam itself is Patitavya, right? Pathaniya. That is also the Pratipadikam. We are adding the Vibhakti Antas to use it accordingly in our sentences. So whenever there is a Krit Pratyayanta Padam, it is labeled as Pratipadika. Why? Because it can take the Pratipadika Rupa. Anantaram, Tadditta Pratyayanta. Now, Kauravaha. Kauravaha means Kuru Deshasya Purushaha, Kauravaha. Or Kuru Vamshasya Purushaha, Kauravaha. Right? So this is a Tadditta Padam. So Kaurava is the Pratipadikam here. Kaurava is the Pratipadikam. It can take Kauravaha, all the Vibhakti forms. But without the vibhakti antas, we call the root, the nominal root, as nominal stem, as the pratipadika. And then the last one is samasika. Samastapadam also is labeled as pratipadikam. How? Say, for example, we have Rama Lakshmana. Rama Lakshmana. What is the pratipadikam of Rama Lakshmana? Because it is dvivachana, we have this au at the end. But if you remove that, Rama Lakshmana itself is the pratipadikam. That is the reason why you are able to add all the vibhakti antas depending on the usage. If you simply want to say Rama Lakshmanau staha, that is Prathama Vibhakti. Rama Lakshmanau pashyatu means look at Rama and Lakshmana. Rama Lakshmanau pashyatu. There it is used in Dvitiya Vibhakti. Rama Lakshmanabhyam gachatu. So you go along with Rama Lakshmana. Okay, Rama Lakshmanabhyam saha gachatu. So there it is used in Tritiya Vibhakti. Like this, the Vibhakti antas are changing depending on how we are using that word, that Pratipadika. But the Pratipadika will be the same, Rama Lakshmana. Okay, so the Vibhakti antas will be added depending on how we are using it in a sentence. So there is a sutra, Krittadhita Samasahacha. So this, as per this sutra, a word which has a krit pratyayanta, a word which is a tadhittanta or tadhitta pratyayanta, and samasapadam. They get the name pratipadikam. Okay. So here they get, and as per this sutra, because they get the pratipadikam, that is the reason why the vadhu is the pratipadikam. And agamana is also the pratipadikam, because the vibhakti antas are separated. As per the alaukika vigraha vakya, we separated the vibhakti pratyayantas. So now vadhu will become pratipadikam and agamana will also become pratipadikam. Now what is happening? Vadhu plus agamana. Supo dhatu pratipadikayoho. So what does this sutra mean? Supo dhatu pratipadikayoho. Lopaha. Lopaha is not given here, but it is implied. Okay. So supo means supaha. Dhatu pratipadika yoho. So dhatu and pratipadika. Yoho. Look is another word which is not here. Now in Panini's sutras, there is another method that he uses. Say, for example, I'm not sure how many of you are in software programming, but if you know a little bit of software programming, we use this object-oriented programming, right? So, say, for example, when we need to do some basic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and we use them in different programs, say, for example. So every time you write a program, is it necessary for us to write the steps to add two numbers, to subtract, to multiply, to divide? If we know that we are going to use these operations every single place, in every single, transactions, what we do? We write a separate program for adding two numbers. We write another small program for multiplying two numbers, dividing two numbers, subtracting two numbers, whatever, how many ever operations we commonly use, we write separate programs for all of that. And when we are actually writing our main program, say, for example, we want to calculate the discount on some item. So here there will be some multiplication, some division, some subtraction to get the final price. So then what we will do, we will call the addition program. So if we want to get the result of two numbers, the addition of two numbers, we call that program, giving the two numbers that we want to add, we will send it to that program. It will give the final result. You will again not write all the steps how to add two numbers in your program, because those functions are already there. They are labeled as functions, and we call that function whenever we need that operation. So that we need not write all the steps that are needed to add two numbers again in your current program, right? That is called object-oriented programming. So believe it or not, Panini Maharshi has implemented that back then. Today, I think in 80s or 90s, object-oriented programming picked up, right? And people were like in awe. Oh my God, such a beautiful concept. They have invented object-oriented programming. And, it makes the life of the programmers. 1 second. Sorry, somebody was at the door. Okay. So, Panini Maharshi has written object-oriented programming back then. So, here in this sutra, the sutra simply says Supo Dhatu Pratipadikayoho only. But there is actually a word which is not in this sutra, but should be taken from the previous sutra called look. The word is look. Tiskunan. So, which means lopaha. Okay. So, in Panini's sutras, what happens is when a word is used in one sutra, usually if the subsequent sutras make use of that word, of any word from the previous sutra, they will not be again mentioned explicitly in the current sutra. They are implied. They are implied. Okay. So, here, though it is not given that word, it is implied from the previous sutra. So this is like object-oriented programming. You take it, whatever is necessary to do this operation indicated by this sutra, whatever are necessary, we take from the previous sutras. So that is one concept in Panini's sutras. So here, look is there, which means lopaha. So, supo dhatu pratipadikayoho, look means lopaha, means a suppa pratyaya that comes as a part of the dhatu or a pratipadika is removed. Okay. So here, that is what it means. So here, the nas and the sakara are removed because the sup again means sup pratyaya, means a vibhakti anta pratyaya that comes as a part of a dhatu or a pratipadika. Now here, vadhu plus nas, it is a pratyaya, a sup pratyaya that is coming with a pratipadika. Whereas agamana plus sa, here agamana is more like a kriya padam, say for example, dhatu. Okay, the sakara that is coming with it. Okay, but here actually agamana is more of a pratipadika rather than a dhatu. But the sutra implies any pratyayanta that comes either with a pratipadika or a dhatu can be removed. Okay, so here the nas and sakara are dropped. Okay, so what do we have? Vadhu plus agamana. That is what is remaining. So now as per eko-yenachi, means the end sandhi, niyamanusaram, ukarasya pare anyaswaraha asti. So, ukarasya sthane vakaraha adeshaha bhavati. So, vadh plus vakara plus agamana. As per eko-yenachi, vadvagamana. So, that is the final word. And again, we add sakara, means the sup pratyayanta. Why are we adding that? Now that the operation is done, again, whichever vibhakti pratyayanta is needed for that word in that context, that will be added. Now, here the sutram that is given here is swaujasam out, and the dots are there, which means this sutra is a very long one. It has a very long name. It is even difficult for me to read. Swaujasam out, chashtabhyam, bhisnebhyam, all this is there. It is very long. And basically what it means is it lists out all the vibhakti pratyayas, the 21 vibhakti pratyayas, and says all these vibhakti pratyayas get attached to a word that ends in any of the selective pratyayantas or a pratipadikam. Means, again, this is another sutra. Basically what it says is the Suppa Pratyaya will again, means any of the Vibhakti Pratyayas, the 21 Vibhakti Pratyayas will again be attached to a Pratipadika or a word which has a particular Pratyayanta. Okay. So say for example, some of the Pratyayantas to which it gets attached is tap or neep. Means these are all, say for example, a word gets a Stri Pratyayanta. That is called tap. Okay, so when a pratipadika gets a tap pratyayanta, then a sup pratyayanta gets attached. One of the 21 pratyayantas, like that. That is all more in detail. You don't have to worry about that. For now, you simply remember that a pratipadika or words with certain pratyayantas get the vibhakti pratyayantas attached to them as per that sutra. Then that is how the is attached. Sorry, that is how the sakara is attached. That is the suppa pratyayanta. After that, the sakara changes to vadvagamana plus as per the sutra atom. And what does this sutra atom mean? Ataha What it means is after an apumsakalinga shabda, okay, after a napumsakalinga shabda, is substituted for su. Basically, that is what it means. Is substituted for the prathama vibhakti ekavachana rupam and dvitiya vibhakti ekavachana rupam. For su and the is attached. That pratyayanta. So vadvagamanam. That is what it happened. And then we have here amipurvaha. What does amipurvaha mean? When a letter from the ak pratyahara is followed, akara of the pratyaya, both the letters are combined to form a purva rupa ekadesha. So here we have vadvagamana plus Here vadvagamana antima aksharaha akaraha. Prathama akshara akaraha. Savarna dirgha sandhi should happen, no? And then the word should become vadvagamanam. It should come. But no, that is not correct. Normally, we say vadvagamanam only. So, as per amipurvaha, as per that sutra, the two akaras will be replaced with only one akara. That is what this amipurvaha sutra says. So, does it happen every time when two akaras are there? No. It happens only when a letter from the ak pratyahara is followed by the pratyaya. So here the pratyaya is right? Because the pratyaya is and the pratyahara we have is ak. Both the letters are joined to form only one akara, which is ekadesha. So that much is there. For one prakriya to happen, for one pada prakriya to happen, there are so many steps involved, so many sutras involved. So for everything, there is a reason. But right now, we have not studied all of Ashtadhyayi sutras, so we don't know. So for now, we have to simply take them as rules. Slowly, once we master, the sandhis and samasas and a few other things, then we can, if you all are interested, we can study the Paniniya sutras also and each of these prakriyas. Okay, but here only for us to know, to get a general idea how prakriya happens. This is given. So, vad plus nas plus agamana plus sakara. Iti avasthayam shashti samase pratipadika sanyayam sup pratyayoho lope yan sandhau samudayat sup pratyaye amadeshe purva rupe cha vadvagamanam iti siddhim bhavati. Siddham bhavati. So he basically explained all these steps in one sentence. Okay. Eshaha vadvagamanam ityasya samastasya padasya prakriya kramaha. So this is a samasa padam, right? Vadhoho agamanam, vadhus agamanam. So this is a samasa padam. So samasya padasya, samastasya padasya prakriya kramaha. These are the steps that take place for one samasta padam to be created. Etasu prakriyasu yan sandhihi api pravishtaha. Such a yan vadhu plus agamana iti avasthayam pravartate, natu vadhu plus agamanam iti avasthayam. So only agamana should be taken, not agamanam. That is what it is given here. In this prakriya, what is actually happening is vadhu plus agamana, not vadhu plus agamanam. That is what it is said. Sandhi pravrityanta anantarameva sup utpattehe samase sarvatra esha eva saranihi shastriya. So after the samasa padam is formed, after the pratipadikam of the samasa padam is formed, only then the sup pratyaya should be attached. But what do we do normally? Dasharatha putraha, Dasharathasya putraha, we say. We don't say Dasharathasya putra. We don't stop at putra. Putraha we keep writing, right? That is in Vyavahara, that is how we do. But as per the Shastra, the sup pratyaya of the samastapadam should be added only at the end, after the samastapadam is formed. That is what is given there. Another example is taken. Go plus ya. Gopaya soryat. That is another sutra. Gopaya soryat is another sutra. What does that sutra mean? Gopayasoho yat. That is the padavibhaga. Gopayasoho yat. Gopasayoho means go and payas. Go and payas. These are two words. Go means cow. Payas means, I think, some kind of drink or something. So go and payas. So go payasoho. This is Panchami Dvivachana of the word go payas. Okay. Panchami Dvivachana. And yat. Panchami Ekavachana. So go payasoho yat. The yat is a pratyayanta. Is a krit pratyayanta. Means krit pratyayanta means the pratyayantas that can be attached to a dhatu. That is what a krit pratyaya means. Okay, the yat pratyaya comes in the sense of, so here what it means is yat is added after the words go and payas. That is what it means. Okay, whenever the pratipadika go and payas are there, yat will be attached to them. So here go plus ya, as because of the sutra gopayasor yat, the yat pratyaya is attached to go, and whenever a pratyaya is attached, the last letter will be dropped. So only ya is added. So go plus ya. Here yanta vanta desha sandhi will happen. So okarasya sthane av adeshaha bhavati. So gakara, av and yakara, gavya will come. Okay, and after gavya is formed, then the sup pratyaya is attached, as per the sutra that we have seen earlier. So whenever a samasa prakriya is happening, you will not attach the subanta before the prakriya is over. Only after the prakriya is over, we attach the vibhakti pratyayanta. And then again the atom and amipurvaha, both those as per those sutras, the sakara is replaced with and then in place of both the akaras, only a single akara will come, as per the sutra amipurvaha. Go iti pratipadikaat ya pratyaye avadeshe sup pratyaye amadeshe purvarupe cha gavyam iti rupam bhavati. So all these steps are simply explained in one sentence. Atrapi go plus ya iti avasthayam avadeshaha pravartate, natu go plus yam iti avasthayam. So here also you should not add the vibhakti pratyayanta at the beginning itself. Only after the prakriya is over, only then you have to add, is what is told. Sandhi pravrityanantarameva sup utpattehe. Pratyaye pare sarvatra esha eva shastriya saranihi. So in every prakriya, this has to be followed as per the Shastra. Kintu asmin granthe esha saranihi na ashrita. But in this book, we are not doing that. So whenever you see, say for example, in the example given right underneath this, Manu plus Antaram. Antaram only is given. Antara is not given. So man plus va plus antaram, manvantaram. Here the makara is there throughout the prakriya. It is not added only after the prakriya is over. So as per the Shastra, the subanta should not be added. The sup pratyayanta should not be added while we are describing the steps of the prakriya, but only at the end, as per the Shastra. But here in our examples, that is not being followed, is what is told. Ataha vadhu plus agamanam iti avasthayam yanadeshah iti go yam iti avasthayam avadeshah iti cha nirupanam kritam. Ittam eva etasmin granthe sarvatra nirupitam. Tatra tu karanam prayah adhyapana paripati eva. Balamanurama di vyakhyane api kramaha ayam kvachit drishyate. So basically, it is not followed. The makara is there from the beginning itself. Maybe for the convenience of, the teaching that is done is what is given. So that is the Visheshaha. So how two words are joined, how the Sandhi Karyam happens, whether it is between, within the word or between two words, just for us to get an overall idea based on Panini's sutras, how these prakriyas happen is given here. Okay, just to get a general idea. And now continuing with the Yan Sandhi, ukara ukara pare asavarna swaraha asti chet ukarasya sthane vakaraha adeshaha bhavati. Udaharanam manu plus antaram manvantaram. Ukarasya sthane vakaraha adeshaha bhavati. Samyuktam padam manvantaram. Anantaram vadhu plus agamanam. Tadapi vayam purvameva दृष्टवन्तः खलु वद् ऊकारस्य स्थाने वकारः आदेशः भवति वद्वागमनम्. अनन्तरं ऋकारस्य परे असवर्णस्वरः अस्ति चेत् रेफ. सो पितृ प्लस इच्छा, पितृच्छा. सो ऋकारस्य स्थाने रेफः आदेशः भवति. अनन्तरं लृ असवर्णस्वरः परे अस्ति चेत् लकारः. घस्लृ आदेशः प्लस आदेशः घस्लादेशः इति संयुक्तं पदम्. अत्र कानिचन उदाहरणानि दत्तमस्ति. एकवारं पठतु अलिवेलु भगिनी.
आं भगिनि. अन्यानि उदाहरणानि. यदि प्लस अपि यद्यपि, इति प्लस अपि इत्यपि, सुधी प्लस उपास्यः सुध्युपास्यः, मधु प्लस अरिहि मध्वरिहि, धातृ प्लस अंशः धात्रंशः, ऋ प्लस आकृतिः लाकृतिः, पितृ प्लस अंशः पित्रंशः, जननी प्लस आह जनन्याः, वधू प्लस आसनं वध्वासनम्, अति प्लस उत्तमः अत्युत्तमः, इति प्लस आचरन्ति इत्याचरन्ति, प्रति प्लस अवदत् प्रत्यवदत्, इति प्लस आक्षिप्तः इत्याक्षिप्तः, वस्त्राणि प्लस उत्पादयति वस्त्राण्युत्पादयति, साधु प्लस इदं साध्विदं, स्मरामि प्लस अहं स्मराम्यहं, भवतु प्लस अधुना भवत्वधुना, इति प्लस आधुनिकः इत्याधुनिकः, पार्वती प्लस अधुना पार्वत्यधुना, नास्ति प्लस असाध्यं नास्त्यसाध्यं, व्यसनेषु प्लस असक्तं व्यसनेष्वसक्तम्.
उत्तमम्.
धन्यवाद भगिनी.
सो अत्र इकारस्य स्थाने यकारः, इकार ईकार द्वयोः स्थाने यकारः, उकार ऊकारयोः स्थाने वकारः, ऋकारस्य स्थाने रेफ, लृकारस्य स्थाने लकारः इति आदेशः भवति. आदेशः एव, एकादेशः नास्ति. अस्तु किमपि सन्देहाः सन्ति चेत् पृच्छन्तु अथवा वयं गीताप्रवेशपुस्तकं पठामः।
This rule of doing the adding the subuntas after the whole word is done, after Sandhikaram is done, only for samasta padas, or is it for the
for any word? For any word.
Dhatus also will have Sandhikaram in between.
So here Gavyam is more like that only, no?
Gavyam is...
it is not dhatu, but it is not exactly samastapadam. So it is between pratipadika and a pratyayanta. It is not a samastapadam.
Okay.
So here also the same rule is done. So we can take it as whenever there is a prakriya going on, because the sandhi prakriya can happen within a word and between two words. And when it is happening between two words also, that can be a samastapadam or a regular two words also. Always when the sandhi is happening between two words, every time those two words need not become a samastapadam. They can be simply. So whenever that is happening, but if it is happening between two words which are not a samastapadam, then we won't get this. Only if it is between a pratyaya, between a dhatu and a pratyaya, or a samastapadam. I think only in that case the vibhakti pratyaya will be joined at the end.
Subhantas you cannot add prior to the sandhikaram. That is one thing. Fine.
Yes.
When you are making sandhikaram in tigantas, then what had happened? My question is my question.
Between two tinantas, huh?
No. But tiganta also, like a kriya can be done using two words.
Between two words, yes. So between two successive kriya padani, I don't know if we will have such a situation. But say for example, gramam gacchati. Or gramam agacchati. Saha gramam agacchati.
Okay, gramam agacchati.
Gramam and agacchati. There it is more. It is not more of a sandhi. It is just joining of the two words. Actually, it is more of simply joining of two words. So here there is no sup pratyaya, right?
No.
When a kriyapadam is there at the end as the second word, it is not a sup pratyayanta. So there it does not apply. Whatever is given here will not apply if the second word is a kriyapadam, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because it clearly says that the sup pratyayanta will be attached only after the word is formed to the pratipadika. So it is more related to nouns only.
Okay. Thank you.
And when I say nouns, some verbs can act as nouns, like agamanam. Agamanam is more of a noun rather than a verb.
But that is a krudantam.
Because it is a krudanta. So in such cases again, this rule applies. Only for tinantas it may not apply.
Yeah, krudantam is talking about this rule. Okay. Bhai.
Astu. So we shall continue with the Geetha Pravesha Pustakam. So Gata Saptahe Vayam Etam Patram Patitavantah Khalu Punaha Ekavaram Pataniyam va Agre Chalamah va. Any questions for anybody in this Patram? So we'll quickly read. Shall we quickly read? Okay. So Padma Bhagini Patitum Ichchati va?
मन्ये अहम् अन्यनगरे अस्मि।
अस्तु अस्तु, चिन्ता मास्तु। सूर्या भगिनी?
पत्रमा लेకపోతే पक्कदा?
पत्रं किमपि सन्देहाः सन्ति चेत् पठामः अथवा अग्रे चलामः।
Can you tell me the page number, madam, if you don't mind?
63.
Okay, thank you.
65 ఏమో కదా?
కాదు, 63 లో పత్రం ఉంది. ఒకవేళ పత్రం చదవాలనుకుంటే, లేదంటే 65కి వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు. అత్ర నత్వం ఇది వయం పఠామः. సో నత్వस्य నియమం किं? నత్వం कदा भवति इति एकवारं वदतु. कदा भवति नत्वं?
నత్వం రేఫ షకారం రుకారం నిమిత్తమైనప్పుడు నిమిత్తంగా నత్వం ఏర్పడుతుంది. నకారానికి నత్వం వస్తుంది.
ఓకే, సో నిమిత్తం किं? रेफा షకార
రేఫ షకారం రుకారం
अस्ति चेत्, तदनन्तरं नकारम् अस्ति चेत् नकारस्य नत्वं भवति.
नत्వం వస్తుంది.
अस्तु, अत्र एकवारं पदानि पश्यामः. सङ्गीतप्रेमिणाम्, अत्र निमित्तं किम्?
సంగీత ప్రేమిణం అంటే ఇది పేజీలో ఉన్నాయా? ఇది సార్ లెసన్ లో ఉన్నట్టు కదా? ఇది
పత్రంలో ఉంది. ప్రేమిణం,
సంగీత ప్రేమిణం. ఈ ప్రేలో రేఫ
నిమిత్తం రేఫా अस्ति.
నిమిత్తం రేఫ.
रेफा नकारस्य मध्ये, रेफा नकारयोः मध्ये अक्षराः
ఏకారం మకారం ఇకారం ఉన్నాయి.
अस्तु,
ఉన్నాయి కనుకను నకారం నకారం అయింది.
नत्वं भवति. मित्राणां अत्रापि रेफा निमित्तम् अस्ति. रेफा नकारयोः मध्ये.
भगिनी क्षम्यताम्, अहं नूतना छात्रा अस्मि. कृपया नत्वं पाठः प्रथमतः वदति वा?
अस्तु अस्तु, भवती शिक्षा कोविदा परीक्षां लिखितवती वा?
न महोदय, प्रवेश
अस्तु 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 भगिनि,
धन्यवादः.
So anybody who would like to explain natvam to Swati Bhagini? Sita Bhagini vaktum ichchati va? Astu. Pramila Bhagini?
Madam. पदे शकार ऋकार रेफ अनन्तरं नकारः अस्ति चेत् नकारस्य स्थाने नत्वं भवति एकम्. अनन्तरं रकारः शकारः ऋकारः अनन्तरं अट्वर्णाः इत्युक्ते अच् वर्णाः अनन्तरं हयवरट् इति अस्ति चेत् अपि नकारस्य स्थाने नत्वं भवति. अनन्तरं ऋकार नकारयोः रकार नकारयोः शकार नकारयोः वा मध्ये कुहु इत्युक्ते का वर्गः अस्ति चेत् अपि पुः इत्युक्ते पा वर्गः अस्ति चेत् अपि आङ् इत्युक्ते आरूपः उपसर्गः अस्ति चेत् अपि अनन्तरं नुम् इत्युक्ते अनुस्वराः अस्ति चेत् अपि नकारस्य स्थाने नत्वं भवति.
So basically, all those will be covered again in going forward. So since we just started the lesson, to keep it simple for Bhagini, because she is a new student and completed only Pravesha, sometimes you see in some words nakara and in some words ana, like Ramena. Okay, Ramena, Trutiya Vibhakti Ekavachana Rupam Ramena iti bhavati. Harina, atra api ana bhavati. Kintu vanena, atra kevalam nakara, tavargasya nakaraha eva asti. Kimartham kada natvam bhavati, kada kevalam tavargasya nakaram bhavati, iti samshayah asti asmakam. So atra kim dattamasti natvam kada bhavati iti. So nimittam asti chet. Nimittam kim? Shakaraha, shashti shakaraha, refaha, rikaraha, rishi rikaraha. Okay, these three letters are considered as the nimittam, means the reason when natvam will happen. So when a nakara follows the nimitta, means the shakara or refa or rikara. When a nakara follows these three letters, then the nakara will change into ana. Okay, there are more rules which we will study as we go forward. For now, simply remember that whenever there is a nimitta, means having nimitta means when there is shakara in a word or refa in a word or rikara in a word, then if there is a nakara following these three letters, then the nakara will change into ana. Okay. One way of easily remembering that is why that happens. When you are saying these three letters, refa, shakara, or rikara, these three are murdha, means the sthana for these aksharas is murdha. If you notice, your tongue is curling up and touching the roof of your mouth. So after this, when you are saying nakara, again your tongue has to be brought forward to the back of your teeth. But ana, if you pronounce ana, your tongue can still be there. So you can remember it like this. It is not given anywhere that this is the reason why this natvam is happening. In Shastriya Pare, tatha na dattam asti. Kintu, for us to understand easily some of the prakriyas, we can make such assumptions. So ana also has the same swarasthana. So that is the reason why ana happens. 1 second. Okay. So for now, that is what we are looking at. The nimitta and the aksharas between the nimitta and the nakara. That also we need to observe. Why? Because depending on what aksharas are there between the nimitta and the nakara, whether natvam happens or not also is dependent. Okay. So to start with, simply remember that whenever there is nimitta, natvam happens. And what are the aksharas between the nimitta and the nakara? That is what we are looking at. So now, Swati Bhagini, in Mitranam, tell me what the nimitta is and what aksharas are there between the nimitta and nakara. Mitranam.
Mitranam. Rakara.
Anantaram? Refa is the, Rakara is the nimittam. Okay, good. Between Refa and Nakara, what are the aksharas that are there?
Refa and Nakara. Mitrani. Mitranam. Na.
Between Refa and Nakara, what are there? Akaraha api asti. So that Varnakramam also, all of you should be very comfortable when a word is there to be able to tell the Varnakramam. Ippudu Mitranamlo Varnakramam cheppandi okkasari.
ma plus makara plus ikara plus sakara plus ra plus a plus na plus a plus ma.
Anuswaram or makara. Astu. Astu. So that is what Natvam is as of now. Okay, that is what we studied so far. Okay, going forward, we will learn other conditions when Natvam will happen. Okay, the simplest rule is whenever we have Nimitta, Nakaram will change into Ana. Okay, we will add more to it as we are going forward. Anantaram, Hima Shikharani. Shikarani. Atra Nimittam Kim?
Hima Shikarani. Refa.
रेफा निमित्तम् अस्ति रेफा नकारयोः मध्ये अक्षराः के आकारः एव एकः एव अक्षरः अस्ति पक्षिणाम् अत्र निमित्तं किम् पक्षिणाम्
निमित्तं का
वा
पक्षिणां न
क्षा इति अक्षरःक्षा इति अक्षरः संयुक्ताक्षरः खलु के वर्णाः सन्ति क्ष
प्लस्
षकारः क्ष भवति सो षकारः निमित्तः अस्ति अत्र षकार नकारयोः मध्ये अक्षराः
क्षम्यतां भगिनि
षकार नकारयोः मध्ये के अक्षराः सन्ति इकारः एव खलु
इकारः एव
इकारः एव अनन्तरं पुष्पाणाम् अत्र निमित्तं किम्
पुष्पाणां निमित्तं
षकारः अस्ति षकार नकारयोः मध्ये अक्षराः के
पा प्लस् आ
पकारः आकारः
पकारः प्लस् अकारः
आकारः
पकारः प्लस् आकारः
विषयिणी अत्र निमित्तं किम्
विषयिणी श निमित्तं विषयिणी
षकार नकारयोः मध्ये
प्लस् यकार प्लस् अकार
पुनः वदतु
विषयिणी विषयिणी इकार
षकारस्य अनन्तरं किम् अस्ति षकारस्य अनन्तरं अकारः अकारस्य अनन्तरं
इकारः
विषयिणी यकार
प्लस् इकार
सो वर्णक्रमं सम्यक् वक्तव्यम्
अस्तु भगिनि
अनन्तरं
मणि क्षम्यतां मणि अत्र पत्रे कानिचन पदानाम् अर्थं न ज्ञातम्
एकवारं तदपि पठामः भगिनि सो विल् गो ओवर् द पत्रम् आल्सो एकवारं प्रियवत्स सुधीर हार्दाः शुभाशयाः भवतः पत्रं प्राप्तं गृहात् प्रथमवारं दूरस्थे नगरे छात्रावासे वसतः भवतः कुशलं ज्ञातम् So we received your letter. This is the first time you are living so far away from the house and we came to know about your kushalam. Mahavidyalaye patane vyagraha sannapi bhavan pratidinam dhavanam karoti mitraihi saha kandola kandukam kridati sangeeta preminam ganepi bhagam vahati. Ityetat sarvam jnatva atra sarve nitaram santushtaha. So, though you are busy with your studies, vyagraha ityukte busy. Mahavidyalaye patane vyagraha sannapi, though you are busy studying, Pratidinam dhavanam karoti, you are running every day. Mitraihi saha kandola kandukam kridati, you are playing basketball every day. Sangeeta preminam ganepi bhagam vahati, you joined the music group. Ityetat sarvam jnatva atra sarve nitaram santushtaha. We are all happy to know that. Bhavataha vidyalaye पाठ्यमानेषु ऐच्छिकविषयेषु भगवद्गीता अन्यतमः विषयः अस्ति इत्येतत् मम आनन्दं जनयति. So apart from the academics, there are some extracurricular activities, and among which Bhagavad Gita is also one class. That you are having that class also is making me happy. तत्रापि भगवद्गीता संस्कृतभाषया एव पाठ्यते इति श्रुत्वा भवतः माता अभिप्रैति यत् एषः तु दुग्धशर्करायोगः इति. So, and that too teaching Bhagavad Gita in Samskrita Bhasha. So, that is even more good thing, and your mother feels that it is like Dugdha Sharkara Yogaha. So, not Kevalam Dugdha along with Sharkara, having milk, like how it is, like that it is. Mahavidyalaye Bhavata Vyaktitvasya Sarvatomukha Vikasaya Avasaraha Praptaha Asti iti sa manyate. So, because of this class, your Vyaktitvam will enhance, is what she thinks. Suhrudaha Bhagavad Gita Kakshyam Agantum na icchanti. Tatra punaha kechana Kakshyam Pratig Gantrun Upahasanti. Ityetattu yatha bhavataha tatha mamapi khedakari vishayaha. So, some students, they are not going to the class and then making fun of people who are going to the Bhagavad Gita class. Knowing this, I am a little sad or worried. Parantu atra bhavataha mitranam na doshaha. Yataha te na jananti yat manavata vikase Vishwabhyudayecha Gita Katham Upakaroti. But your friends are not at fault because they don't know the significance of studying Bhagavad Gita, how it helps a person to grow. They don't know that. That is why they are thinking in that manner. Gita tu ativa prachinaha granthaha. Tasya pathanena adya kahavalabhaha vishishya yunam ityevam bahavaha prashnaha syuhu tesham. So, it is a very old grantaha, right? Tasya pathanena adya kahavalabhaha. So, what is the use of studying such old grantha now? Vishishya yunam. So, what can we gain anything special out of reading that? The youth. Yunam means youth. So, what will the youth benefit by reading Bhagavad Gita? This is how they are thinking. They might be having such questions. Upanishadaha Bhagavad Gita Brahma Sutram cha Prasthanatrayam iti kathyate. We know that these three are referred to as Prasthanatrayam. Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutram. Ete granthaha bharatiya tattvajnanasya adharabhutaha sammanyaha cha. Okay, all these granthas are known to form the basis of bharatiya tattvajnanam. Upanishadaha yan vishayan pratipadayanti te vishayaha eva brahma sutreshu sutra rupena uktaha santi. So whatever is given in the Upanishads, the same things are given in the form of sutras in Brahma Sutra, Brahma Sutram. Bhagavad Gita Upanishadam Saraha iti kathyate. And we know that Bhagavad Gita is the saram of all the Upanishads. Vedeshu karmakandaha jnanakandaha cha iti bhagadvayam vartate. We know that all the Vedas have karmakanda and jnanakanda. Each of the Veda is divided into karmakanda and jnanakanda. The jnanakandasya anyat nama eva vedantaha athava Upanishad. Okay, so that jnanakanda itself is known as Upanishad or Vedanta. Upanishad iti shabdasya shravana matrena eva pavitra saraswati nadi ganga nadi cha uttungani himashikharani sadhu swabhavaha tapasvinaha vanabhumishu pratishtitaha ऋष्याश्रमाः, पक्षिणां कलरवः, वृक्षच्छाया, पुष्पाणां सुगन्धः, अध्यापनपराः ऋषयः, अध्ययनशीलाः शिष्याः च इति बहुविधं चित्रं बुद्धिपदम् आयाति. So just by listening to the word Upanishad, what all comes to our mind? The very sacred rivers like Saraswati and Ganga, the very tall Himashikharani, Sadhu Swabhavaha Tapasvinaha. You will think of all these. All these come to your mind when you listen to the word Upanishad. Okay? Vanabhumishu pratishtitaha rishyashramaha. So the rishi ashramas that are present in the forests. Pakshinam kalaravaha, vrikshachaya. So pakshinam kalaravaha, the pleasant sounds of the birds, the shade of the trees, the sugandha of the flowers, the rishis who are well known in their teachings, adhyapanaparaha rishayaha, adhyayanashilaha shishyaha, and the students who are also very enthusiastic about learning. Bahuvidham chitram buddhipadam ayati. So all these come to our mind. Ataha eva tatvajnanam ityukte shante parisare vasaha vyavahara prapanchat duram dhavanam kutumbasya parityagaha swakartavyasya cha tyagaha iti chintanam sushikshitanam api bhavati. Sushikshitanam api bhavati. Kim punaha sadharananam. So the minute one hears the word Upanishad, all these come to our mind. The rishis, the ashramas, the sacred rivers, the Himalayas, all these come to our mind. And that is why many people think Tattvajnanam means to live in a parisara which is very filled with that serenity. Shante parisare vasaha, vyavahara prapanchat duram dhavanam, to get away from the materialistic world. Kutumbasya parityagaha, leaving the family and taking sannyasam. Swakartavyasya cha tyagaha, leaving their own responsibilities also. Iti chintanam sushikshitanam api bhavati. Even for people who are a little knowledgeable or have learned something, even they think like this. Kim punaha sadharananam. So what will the regular people know? People who have studied little bit also are thinking like this. Then what about the common man? Panduputraha Arjunaha api tathaiva chintitavan. Even Arjuna thought the same way. That is why ataha eva ranangane aham yuddham na karomi, rajyam na ichchami, sukham na ichchami, tasmat sanyasaha eva varam iti uktavan. So that is the reason why he was telling Krishna, I don't want the kingdom, I don't want any bhogas, I don't want to fight this war, I would like to take sannyasam. He says, etat tu atyantam viparita chintanam. Esha tatvajnana vishayini mahati bhrantihi. So this is all viruddha chintanam, means complete opposite of what actually the tattvam is. Okay, tatvajnana vishayini mahati bhrantihi. So this is bhranti, means a false notion that people have regarding the tatvajnanam. Tam samulam utpatayati vedaswarupaha bhagavan Sri Krishnaha Geetha dwara. So, Sri Krishna has taught us what it means, what this Tattvajnana is through Geetha. Mahabharata Yuddha Bhumau Saha Swayam Arjunam Tattvam Bodhayati. Jivanam Kena Prakarena Karaniyam Kena Hetuna Karma Acharaniyam Iti cha Upadishati. So, how to live our life and how to do or carry on with our responsibilities. That also he has explained. Tvam etau Geetha shlokau smarasi khalu. You remember these two Geetha shlokas, right? Klaibyam ma sma gamaha partha naitatvat tatvayupapadyate kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktvottishta parantapa. So here Klaibyam is cowardice, pirikitanam. Masma, so don't have the cowardice. Don't be a coward. Partha na etat tvai upapadyate. That does not go well with you. Kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva uttishta parantapa. So you leave the weakness of your heart, of your mind or heart, and stand up to the situation. Hato va prapsyasi swargam jitva va bhokshyase mahim tasmat uttishta kaunteya yuddhaya krita nischayah. If you die in the war, you will attain Veeraswargam. If you win, you will attain the bhumi, the kingdom, right? Hence, you stand up to the situation and fight the war with a determined mind. So that is the meaning of the two shlokas. So Jagati yam kanchit vrittim avalambamanaha api Bhagavad Gītātaha preranam praptum arhanti. So whatever kind of occupation we take up in our lives, we can take inspiration from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavataha amshaha अस्मि इति यदि धीवरः अवगच्छति तर्हि सः धीवरेषु एव श्रेष्ठः भवति. Once we understand that we are the amsha of Bhagavan himself, then we will become the best among whoever we are. Okay? Vidyarthi api vidyarthishu eva shreshtah bhavati. Tathaiva kaschit adhivakta api. Iti sandishtavan Swami Vivekanandaha. Even Swami Vivekananda has said the same thing. So, mitranam sandeha nivarane ete vishayaha bhavatah sahayam kuryuhu iti ashase. Bhavata kada durabhasha prapyeta kada bhavatah dhvanihi shruyeta iti vayam pratikshamaanaha smaha. Durabhasha prapyate chetapi patralekhanam ma parityajatu. Bhavatah mata bhavata likitani patrani punaha punaha pathanti bhavati. So, I hope all this will help you to explain to your friends so that they will also understand the significance of attending these Bhagavad Gita classes. And we look forward for your, phone call and letter and all this. Any other questions, Bhagini?
No, Mani.
Astu. Anantaram Gita Shlokayoho Anvayaha Partha Klaibyam ma sma gamaha Bhirutvam ma prapnuhi. Means don't become a cowardice. Etat tvai na upapadyate. Means yujyate. Means this doesn't go well with you. Parantapa kshudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktva uttishta. That is for the first shloka. The second one, Kaunteya yuddhe hatahava swargam prapsyasi jitvava mahim bhokshyase tasmat yuddhaya krita nischayah uttishta. Okay, so we have already discussed those. So let us look at the abhyasa. Purnena vakyena uttarayata. Sudhiraha kutra vasati?
Sudhiraha chhatravase vasati.
Chhatravase nagare chhatravase vasati. Suhrudaha kimartham Bhagavad Gita kakshyam agantum na icchanti?
Gita tu ativa prachinaha grandaha tasya patanena adya kova labhaha vishishya yunam ityevam bahavaha prashnaha syuhu tesham ataha te agantum na icchanti.
Uttamam Bhagini. Bharatiya tattvajnanasya adharatrayam kim?
Upanishadaha, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutram cha, Prasthanatrayam iti kachyate.
Bhagavan Sri Krishnaha Gita dvara kim upadishati?
Bhagavan Sri Krishnaha upadishati yat jivanam kena prakarena karaniyam kena hetuna karma acharaniyam iti cha upadishati.
Swami Vivekanandaha Gita Vishaye kim vadati?
Jagati yam kaschit vrittim avalambamanaha api Bhagavad Gītātaha preranam praptum arhanti Bhagavataha amshosmiti yadi divaraha avagacchati tarhi saha divareshu eva shreshtaha bhavati vidyardhi api vidyardhishu eva shreshtaha bhavati tadaiva kaschit adivakta api iti sandishtavan Swami Vivekanandaha.
उत्तमम्.
भगिनी सन्दिष्टवान् इति उक्तवान् वा?
అంటే సందేశం
సందేశం
చెప్పారు అన్నట్టు.
ఓకే భగిని.
पूर्वतने पत्रे स्थूलाक्षरैः लिखितानि पदानि चित्वा रिक्तस्थाने लिखत. वयं already we did that already. Okay, we discussed each of the words and how what the nimittam is and all that. So we'll skip that for now. पाठे स्थूलाक्षरैः मुद्रितेषु पदेषु नकारः वर्तते, परन्तु अन्येषु केषुचित् पदेषु नकारः वर्तते. उत्तुङ्गानि लिखितानि, अत्र केवलं नकारः अस्ति. कानिचन पदेषु नकारः अण इति वर्तते. विचारयत. पठनं, लेखनम्, अर्चनम्, एतेषु पदेषु नकारः वर्तते. पर्णं, निर्णयः, अर्णवः, एतेषु पदेषु नकारः वर्तते. किं भवन्तः निर्णयं कर्तुं शक्नुवन्ति यत् एतेषु पदेषु नकारे कारणं किमिति? सो किमर्थं पर्णम्, अत्र किमर्थं अण अस्ति?
रेफा अस्ति.
निमित्तं रेफा अस्ति, अतः नकारस्य णत्वं भवति. निर्णयः रेफा निमित्तम् अस्ति. अर्णवः अपि अत्र रेफा अस्ति. नकारस्य पूर्वं रेफा अस्ति. साधु ज्ञातं भवद्भिः नकारात् पूर्वं रकारः वर्तते. पर्णं, निर्णयः, अर्णवः, अत्र वर्णक्रममपि दत्तमस्ति. अस्तु, एतान्यपि पदानि परिशीलयत. शयनम्, अशनं, पालनम्, एतेषु पदेषु नकारः वर्तते. उष्णं, कृष्णः, विष्णुः, एतेषु पदेषु नकारः वर्तते. एतेषु पदेषु नकारे कारणं किम्?
शकारः.
शकारः निमित्तमस्ति. उष्णं, कृष्णः, विष्णुः, त्रयेषु अपि, त्रिषु अपि नकारात् पूर्वं शकारः वर्तते. अस्तु, तिसॄणां, भ्रातॄणां, पितॄणाम्, एतेषु पदेषु नकारे कारणं किम्? ऋकारः. नकारात् पूर्वं ऋकारः अस्ति, अतः नकारस्य णत्वं भवति. एतेन अस्माभिः निश्चीयते यत् नकारात् पूर्वं रकारः, शकारः, ऋकारः वा यदि वर्तते तर्हि नकारस्य णकारः भवति. रकारः, शकारः, ऋकारः च नकारस्य निमित्तम् इति उच्यते. अत्रेदं महर्षेः पाणिनेः वचनं ज्ञातव्यम्. रसाभ्यां नो नः समानपदे. So this is also given as per a Panini's Sutra. Okay, there is a Panini's Sutra which says that whenever we have Refa, Shakara and Rikara, then Nakara will become Ana. Samanapade. Samanapade means Akhandapade. Rakaraha, Shakaraha va Nakarat Purvam Vartate Chet Nakarasya Nakaraha Bhavati. Rikaraha Refamsha Yuktaha. Ataha Saha api Nakarasya Nimittam Bhavati. Here in this sutra, Rikara is not given separately because it is considered as a kind of Refa. That is why it is not explicitly given in the sutra. Only the Rashabhyam, Refa and Sha are only mentioned. The reason why Rikara is not mentioned is because Refamsha Yuktaha. It is a kind of Refa. So it is not given separately. But even for that Rikara also Natvam Bhavati. Evam Rikaraha, Rakaraha, Shakaraha cha Natvasya Nimittam iti Siddham Bhavati. Anantaram Varnakramam Vadatu. Anantaram Priya Bhagini, Pitrunam.
Pitrunam. Varnakramam Pakara plus Ikara plus Takara plus Rikara.
Rikara.
Rikara. प्लस् नकार प्लस् आकार प्लस् मकार
अत्र निमित्तं किम्?
निमित्तं ऋकार
रीकार
रीकार नकारात् पूर्वं रीकार अस्ति अतः नत्वं भवति नकारः नकार भवति उत्तीर्णः वर्णक्रमम् ऊकार प्लस् तकार प्लस् तकार प्लस् ईकार प्लस् ऋकार प्लस् नकार प्लस् अकार प्लस् विसर्ग अत्रैव निमित्तम् इस् रकार रेफा नकारात् पूर्वं रेफा रकार अस्ति अतः नत्वं भवति उत्तीर्णः
उत्तमम् अनन्तरं मुष्णाति
वर्णक्रमं मकार प्लस् उकार प्लस् शकार प्लस् नकार प्लस् आकार प्लस् तकार प्लस् इकार नकारात् पूर्वं निमित्तं शकारः अस्ति नकारात् पूर्वं अतः नत्वं भवति मुष्णाति
धन्यवादः भगिनी
धन्यवादः
अनन्तरं सीता भगिनी चतस्रूणां
चकार अकार तकार अकार सकार ऋकार नकार आकार मकार
निमित्तं
ऋकारः अस्ति
निमित्तं
ऋकारः अतः नकारस्य णत्वं भवति
विष्णुः
करेक्ट्
उत्तमं भगिनि
विष्णुः वकारः प्लस् इकारः प्लस् शकारः प्लस् नकारः प्लस् उकारः प्लस् विसर्गः निमित्तं शकारः नकारात् पूर्वकारः अस्ति अतः नकारस्य णत्वं भवति
अस्तु अनन्तरं
इमानि तावत् पदानि परिशीलयत करणं पोषणं रामेण ब्रह्मणं बृंहणं करणम् अत्र रकारणकारयोः मध्ये अकारः वर्तते पोषणम् अत्रापि शकारनकारयोः मध्ये अकारः वर्तते रामेण रकारः रेपः प्लस् मकारः प्लस् एकारः प्लस् नकारः प्लस् आ अत्र रकारनकारयोः मध्ये आ मकारः ये इति वर्णाः वर्तन्ते बृंहणं वकारः प्लस् ऋकारः हकारः
अनुस्वारः मध्ये अनुस्वारः अपि अस्ति बकार ऋकार अनुस्वारः हकार
अनुस्वारः ओके हकारः अकार नकारः प्लस्
अत्र ऋकार नकारयोः मध्ये अनुस्वारः
हकारः अकारः
इति वर्णाः वर्तन्ते
निमित्तनकारयोः मध्ये के वर्णाः भवितुम् अर्हन्ति अत्रेदं पाणिनेः अट् हुप् वाङ् नुम् व्यवायेऽपि करेक्टा व्यवायेऽपि अट्
कावर्गः
व्यवायेऽपि
At
kavargah
kavargah
pavargah
ang anuswarah.
pavargah ang anuswarah ete bhavitumarhanti ityarthah.
Atra
समानपदे ऋकार नकारयोः
Bhagini, atra sthapayamah. Samayah abhavat. Agami saptahe pathamah. Endukante once we start that, we can cover all of them next week. Astu. Any questions so far? So I see that there are a few new students. So basically, there was a confusion. Haima Bhagini, when she listed out the links, I think she listed them in an incorrect order. So if anybody joined thinking that this class will be on Wednesday and Thursday or whatever that other class timings are, I was only worried about that. Maybe looking at that days of the week, that could have caused some confusion also. So basically, she resent it again. So these classes will be on Monday evening, 7:30 to 9:30. And while we are doing the Geetha Pravesha book, we are also doing the Sandhi book, because the first few lessons in this book are on Swara Sandhi, Vyanjana Sandhi, and Visarga Sandhi. So as per a few people's request that they needed additional practice, I thought it will be a good idea to do this book, the Sandhi book published by Samskritha Bharathi people. And another thing is, if you are very much oriented towards giving your exam in August, we may or may not be able to finish the book. Because originally when I started these classes, it is for people who are who wanted to go at their own pace rather than trying to finish the syllabus, because only 6 months time is given between exams, and I feel that these books need a little bit more time, because when we have come to this level of learning is more important than just completing the syllabus. We can always complete the syllabus if we brush through them. But at this point, I think if you have come this far, then I think that you really want to learn, all the details. So these classes will not be oriented just for the exam. So we may not be able to complete the book for your August exam. That also I'm letting you know beforehand. I have mentioned this earlier. I'm mentioning it once more for the few new people that are here. So, so that is, I just wanted to explicitly state that. Okay. After we complete the syllabus, in the next sitting, you can give your exam. But if you want to give it in August, then you have to arrange to complete the syllabus on your own or some other way. If you have any question regarding anything, you can always ask me. But in our regular classes, I may not be able to complete the book by August. We may or may not be able to. So that I wanted to make it clear. Any other questions? Anytime you are free to post in the group or privately to me, whatever is comfortable for you. I will try and get back as soon as I can. So, any further questions regarding anything?
Good evening, ma'am. Actually, I would like to know, can we get the previous classes videos, ma'am?
Recordings of Geetha Sopanam 1 and 2,
No. E section venandi.
E section already I have, if you have given me your Gmail ID, I would have given you access to the Google Drive, which has all the recordings.
This is the first class for me, ma'am. Actually, మేము కూడా వాళ్ళలాగే కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అయ్యాము, ఇందులోకి జాయిన్ అయిపోయాము, but it is very interesting. We would like to continue this journey.
Okay. Sure, so please send your Gmail ID.
Right.
If you send me your Gmail ID, I will give you access to the Google Drive, where all the recordings of this class will be there.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Class.
So nice of you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone who would like to say the Shanti mantra?
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। धन्यवाद भगिनी। नमस्कारः।
नमस्कारः सर्वेभ्यः
धन्यवादः
शुभरात्रि।
भगिनी।
धन्यवादः भगिनी।
धन्यवादः।